crime alert. A night out in Bickl ends with an arrest.
Police say a woman seduced a man at a bar called Sugar, but what she allegedly did after was more sour than sweet. Local 10's Roy Ramos live now outside the jail where that suspect is being held. Roy.
Calvin and Nicole, unfortunately, this is not the first time that we reported on this type of crime. It happens so often in Miami-Dade County that police actually have a name for it. They call it a bad date case because that's how this all starts. It starts with a date, but that date takes a turn for the worse when one of the people involved is drugged and then robbed.
Hope you're well. Miss Warner's next.
23-year-old Rachel Warner in bond court Thursday after being arrested by City of Miami police for allegedly drugging, then robbing a man of his $18,000 Rolex.
I believe that a couple of things. Number one, that the defendant is a danger to our community.
Investigators said it all happened at the Sugar Rooftop bar at 788 Bickl Plaza in early April. Detectives say Warner is seen on surveillance video first speaking to a man at the bar, then walking back to his hotel room.
While they're in the room, she serves him a drink. Now in this drink, they put some drug. He falls asleep. Next thing you know, hours later, he wakes up and his Rolex is gone.
Crazy. A lot of these guys think it's sweet out here because they're so used to it being the woman, the one that get the drug put onto them. They're not used to it being the man that get the drug put onto them. So what you see happening right here is basically the opposite, but this is not anything new. Us over in certain cities and in certain places, we already understood that you have to be very, very careful with the type of woman that you deal with. Number one, you never take her back to your place because they can basically pin it and then do a drop for you to get set up and ultimately get robbed. Or they can deal with you and then walk away and then ultimately interact with you and stay connected with you. So basically you're in a position where they're setting you up. And this is why the dating market, and not only the dating market, but dealing with people in the public space, especially women, when you are a man with significant resources, this is why you have to only deal with people that you know, people that you interact with, people that's within your network, because you can't trust anything or anybody anymore. It's over for that. It's no longer an opportunity for you to meet somebody, interact with them, possibly bust it down for a real one because y'all both are consenting adults. It's not that anymore. It's not even okay for women to even just walk around and have a guy hand a drink to them, right? There's protocols to you interacting with people in public. You have to get your own drink. If he decides that he want to pay for it, then that's a completely different conversation. You have to make sure that the bartender don't finesse you. You also probably need to go out with other people, and this is why it's so dangerous for women to go out by themselves. And then in addition to that, you also have to make sure that whatever it is that they give you, that it's probably got a cap on it or a bottle or something like that, because you don't want anything to be in it. So, it's messed up because a lot of people are taking advantage of people. And this is a trick that's as old as dating itself, is basically a woman interacting with you with the objective to rob you and looking for men that got a lot of money. And a lot of these guys are leading with their money with people that they've never met before. They're leading with their money with people that they never met before. And these people are dressed up, they look good, they play the part, they talk the game, they act like they're about to go home with you, and then they basically spike your drink, or they drug you, or they get you robbed. Sometimes they just get you robbed. They don't even try to drug you. They get you robbed, and then you wind up surrendering whatever your stuff is, or you wind up getting finessed altogether. So you got to be very careful about the people that you interact with on a regular basis, because it's not sweet. It's absolutely not sweet, and they will take advantage of you. And he's lucky that he's not missing some kidneys. You know what I'm saying? He's lucky that he's not missing something. Let me also add something else into this. The reason why women feel compelled to do this, because if a guy did it or whatever, and, there's cameras everywhere, especially over in Miami, if a guy did it, then, he'd probably get caught almost immediately, because women are quicker to report when somebody does something to them, or a stranger does something to them that, is obviously going to put them in danger. And men don't usually set women up for stuff. Women often return and they say that they got sexually assaulted. Men don't report it as often because A, they don't want to get caught up, or they don't want their picture or their profile to be in the general public or in the news, or they don't want to be embarrassed. So a lot of times a guy, if he gets robbed by a woman, you wouldn't believe, more often than not, a man will just go and they won't even report anything, and they'll just be like, oh man, I just took the L. There's so many guys that get robbed and get set up because they feel embarrassed, or they don't want to be exposed for dealing with a woman that they felt like they probably shouldn't have dealt with in the first place. So they just take their L and they just be quiet and they keep it moving. Women get away with a lot of stuff because men often at times underreport the crime that is being done to them. So, you got to take that into consideration also.
Then walking back to his hotel room.
While they're in the room, she serves him a drink. Now, in this drink, they put some drug.
Of course they do.
He falls asleep. Next thing you know, hours later, he wakes
threw
up
his stuff, took his
and
money,
his Rolex is gone.
Crazy, man. That's kind of scary.
Bickl residents we spoke with shocked to hear of the brazen crime, but police say it's not the first time they've heard of it.
Now, this is not something new. This is something that we've been seeing time and time again here in Miami.
Detectives say video from the hotel shows Warner taking off from the hotel room at 3 in the morning, appearing to be in a hurry. While she was able to get away just this morning, officers spot her on the prowl again.
Went to
She's back out doing it again. It's
They
normal.
were watching out. They located her.
Often at times, the man that got finessed, if he went back to the same places or around the same area, he could probably find a girl again.
Identified her while she's talking to a 61-year-old man, probably trying to do the same thing.
As she was taken into custody, it's what she was found with that the undercover detective who arrested her said shows this was likely not the first time she's done this.
Yep.
And these kinds of cases, we call them bad day cases here in Miami.
Inside her purse, they found 2 eye drop bottles, which contained this liquid, which was not eye drops.
And investigators still in the process of testing just what exactly that liquid is. As for Warner, she does remain here at TGK being held with no bond. When we spoke with police today, they urge people out there that are out and about in this nightlife scene at restaurants and bars to always keep a close eye on your drink.
And keep a close eye on the people that surround you. I've been saying for years, even when we had Fight Club, I've been saying it on After Hours, I've said it on a Millionaire Morning Show, and obviously I've said it on this channel. I've been saying for years that you have to be careful with the people in the company that you keep, because it's often going to result in you paying a price. Again, a lot of guys, they underreport crime that happens to them because it's just a man thing, and it's a man thing to do. Thankfully, this guy actually reported it, and he probably was able to give a decent description of the woman, which, they probably went back, pulled the security cameras, was able to see that stuff. And then you also got to factor in that some police departments, depending on where you are, they don't have the resources or the time to be able to go and investigate crimes of this nature, because they're dealing with much more serious crimes, and they are underfunded, such as over in certain places like Chicago and Denver, right? So just be careful. Be very, very careful of the company that you keep, the people that you deal with, because it could be a kidney, it could be a Rolex, or it could be a life. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love y'all. Appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.